Nawful, is that you, Nawful?
New hair!
All right. Has Rizal kicked your butt today with hard questions? No? Okay. Rizal, you're not doing your job. Okay. All right, let's go into this. So today we're having our digital marketing guild meeting, as we do every Thursdays at 4 o'clock. And behind me are the cast and characters of the Bully team. We got Deba over on the right side. We got Gunny over on the left side. And we have our chairperson over here, Vita, who will be chairing today's meeting. Furthermore, Cynthia will be secretary. So, all right, let's go ahead and rock and roll. Vita, the floor is yours, and the camera is on you now.
All right, so is it evening or afternoon? Good evening, good afternoon, everyone.
Afternoon, Vita.
I hope that you are all doing well. So let's talk about our digital marketing guilds on today, 29th of August, 2019. Let's talk about the old business first. We go for Instagram to have a monthly. We agreed to table that until September 1st. And then about the live at Bukit Vista, which is now officially rolling since Monday. Okay, now as everyone knows that it becomes Bukit Vista Live instead of live at Bukit Vista. So we have 91 followers. We need the access for the pictures. Okay, sure. But for now, I have it just like on the
strikingly on how to and from your checklist from Tommy. So there's some few tricks that maybe perhaps in the future you guys can use too while you are working on our blogs. So there's some things that we can improve in order to like push our search engine optimization. First of things, you can add some keywords onto the image, like using an alt text. You can use the keyword for in this case, the channel manager name itself and the word channel manager itself. That is the first point. And the second thing that you can do is
Meta description.
Yeah, meta description. So like a really short description and catchy with some catchy words to like to provide pop up in the. So it will show when you post something like for like say a best channel manager. This method will showing the like a preview before you actually click the link.
Oh.
Yeah, so it will help the
like a highlight, like
yeah.
Snippet.
Like a snippet, yeah, exactly. And the third thing that we have to, and this is like the little thing, but I think it's mandatory because it's like a easy share button. So like we have to activate this in the bottom of it's like almost a footer. Yeah, so people can share it. So we just have to fill in the link of this blog or like any of the links we want people to like share on their social media. Yeah, so that is the tips from Striking and from Click-Minded guy
Tommy Griffith. So good. Oh my God! Can I interrupt?
Yeah, sure.
Rizal.
Yes.
Has Nawful watched the Click-Minded course?
I don't think so, sir.
He should watch it.
Click-Minded website.
Yes. About the sales funnel and SEO and digital marketing.
Okay, I will share it to him, sir.
We all watched it, right? Yeah, okay.
What was the discussion for this one before? No, here. Is that what is that? Blogs. Oh, okay.
Optimizing blogs, yeah. Image tags, meta description, social media share. Okay.
Okay. Is there any discussion for blogs? Thank you, Diba, for sharing this to us. Okay, to Mr. G.
Yeah, thank you, Diba. Yeah, I thought this is very helpful.
Yes. Okay, so if there's no other discussion, shall we move this discussion or where should we move that?
Best practices or FYI?
Okay. Mrs. Secretary, can you help to move that to the best case practice or FYI?
FYI we can delete, but best practices we can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We move to best case practice. Thank you. And then we move on to video content to Cynthia.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Mrs. Chairman. Okay, actually, I need to make a discussion with Om Rafiq, but I haven't found any time with him since yesterday I asked him, but I think he has got the night shift, so he's tired. So yeah, and we will table this on September. I think I will bring the result on the next things. Our next up is September on the 5th September.
Okay, 5th September. Tugani.
I believe if I'm doing same project like this, he planning to create hosting vlog.
So Cynthia?
Yeah. Yes. This is actually like one alignment. Since in the reservation field, we've talked about this. Sorry, hospitality field. We've talked about this. So Traffic is planning to make a kind of like satisfaction video to the guest, and then yeah, we will be aligned with that video.
To Mr.
With that
Jim.
project.
I'm gonna vote no confidence on Rafik. This is essentially the third time we've had a stall on delivering these. I think we need a new champion. I don't think it needs to be much discussion. I think a host to guest video can happen. I think we just need to see an MVP at this point. Just go out maybe and just do a check-in video with your phone, and at least then that can get all the conversation started. But all this permission taking and all this like Rafik needs to be involved. I don't see why. It's just adding more bureaucracy to this situation.
Okay. To Cynthia.
Yes, sir. Because we started actually before Traffic also start about the project, right?
Mm-hmm.
We started actually on July, but we traveled that because we faced the peak season itself, and then yeah, maybe in that middle of time, the new ideas coming up, and then yeah, that for me, the conclusion for me, I mean like about the video, I agree that host also can take the video, just take it and then post it, because for the very first time I have told you that how the host also has an access to our Instagram. So when they are hosting, they can do like maybe live video there, or maybe they just put video and then they send it to content team about their hosting video. Yeah, actually that is the very basic idea of this.
Okay. Is there any other discussion for this hosting vlog to Mr. Jing?
Cynthia, are you still doing the vlog then?
We tabled that.
Oh, okay, it's been tabled until September.
September
Okay,
5th.
got it.
We discussed about this before because of the bandwidth of the content team also. Then yeah, we tabled that at the end of the day. We tabled that.
Okay.
Okay. So Mr. Jing?
I just have a question. Is peak season over? Does everyone agree? Can we get some sort of let me just do a quick survey real quick, right? If you feel like peak season is over and your bandwidth has opened up, please raise your hand. Oh, okay. All right. Let's go to the second question then. Yeah. If you feel like your bandwidth has opened up and you can get more involved into projects, please raise your hand. Just me?
What?
Oh.
Sorry?
If you feel like your bandwidth is open now and you can get more involved in projects, please raise your hand. Okay. If you feel like your bandwidth is still being used up mostly by operational duties and you have no time for projects, please raise your hand. Okay, these two guys. Okay. All right. All right. So I think actually that's a signal that Diva has some availability. I'm not sure about Nawfal. He's still undergoing training, and Rizal's training him. So there's probably some limited content availability at this point. So that's just a signal. If we do want to go ahead on this video, we might have to do what Vita's doing. She's just doing it on her own. She's editing it in movies. I thought, okay, all right. Yeah, might as well just ask for the password. Ask for the Lightroom and start working it on your own. And don't wait for content or Rafik or anybody else to get into that way. Okay, anyway.
Okay. Is there another discussion? Yeah, to Cynthia.
Oh yeah, for the second point about the making tips and trick video for traveling. I think we could input that on the Bukit Vista live content. Things like we also put learning content to the no. Okay.
This actually, I think this since this is not related to attracting talent, but this could actually be put
Main
in
Instagram.
The main
in
Instagram.
main Instagram. Also, the video that we talk about, sir.
Yep.
So
Which one?
the tiny desk.
Oh right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, to Gani.
And then who will make the video for the trip for traveling? Sorry.
To
Okay,
Mr.
actually we could change it.
Okay. Yeah, to Cynthia first. Okay.
Yeah, if it's not video, we can make the infographic.
Nice.
To Mr. G.
Cynthia, I didn't disagree with your idea of a video. I just disagreed with the channel because we went to life at Bukit Vista specifically so that we can focus on a employee experience and attracting talent. So travel tip videos once again become like in the poem, right? There's no part in that poem about traveling or discovering new things outside the context of an employee experience. So I think this is once again one of our takeaways from channel management is that we have to be very, very focused on the audience. And if the audience starts seeing this, then they start getting confused. They're like, okay, all right, what is this now about? So I think the travel videos do belong into our main Instagram because our main Instagram is something for travelers and it is something to reflect on the properties and the experiences that we offer. So I think video is a great place to showcase that on the main Instagram.
Okay.
Yep.
Right. Is there another discussion? If not, then Cynthia, can you add the deadline for that? You mentioned that you will double the first one to September 5th, right? Could you please write down that so we can get back to that? September 5th, it's going to be on a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a week. She mentioned that, right?
I think next week actually.
Okay, we move on to the second one to Mr. G.
Rizal, what happened to that? Did that ever happen?
For
Attendees.
studio with Andy,
Yeah.
it's actually me and Andy have not discussion about this project, but in September I will take an action to make an hosting video with our host. Yes, and it will be our first MVP.
I have a question. So it's going to be the same with what Cynthia just mentioned about hosting video?
I think yes.
Is it same with Ivan project?
Yeah. Yes, to Cynthia.
Okay, I think I'd like to make it clear here.
Please.
For the very first time, this is our project. That's why the due date is on the bottom of these two topics because that is one project. All this project will be started at September because it's one of the we have planned it on June. I remember when was on Bali, right? Table it, and then the idea from the host is coming up right now. So that's why I think we could make it live.
May I know what actually the obstacles, the bottlenecks for that? Like it took 2 months, right? From June, now it's almost September.
Okay. The first time it is when the content Mas Legal hasn't had any bandwidth, right?
Okay.
Hasn't had any bandwidth back then. So we table it, and then why we don't do that on July because we face the peak season itself, and then that the two big things why we can do this project that time.
Okay.
So that's why we agreed that time to table this until September.
To Mr. Jin.
Just earlier when I asked about if anybody's bandwidth had freed up, Cynthia, I didn't see you raise your hand actually. So if we do table it to September, is there any difference in September than let's say August or July in terms of the available time to actually create a host video?
Actually, I just want to make it align or adjust it, kind of like mention this with the hospitality project.
Okay.
So, yeah. So I think we could get the two projects in mind. We could do this, and for our side, the proposed to introduce to give the explanation to the audience about what we actually doing, achieve, and then also the hospitality project also achieve. That's from me.
So since it's actually this similar, right? Similar project with what Ivan is doing. So shall we choose just one or?
Just let them both go.
Okay. All right then. So is there any other discussion for this? To Cynthia, yeah.
That's why I asked Mas Rafiq. That's why I asked Om Rafiq. So I'm gonna have a discussion so we can measure this project. So yeah.
Okay. Is there another discussion? Okay, let's move on. So we agreed to table this to September. What is the next one? This one?
September 5th? Okay.
To Diba?
There's a pivot to live Instagram.
It's basically still the same topic. We try to
Video.
we try to keep it into a smaller scale.
Okay.
Instead of like a video, we try to make story. It doesn't work either.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, so video is currently kind of frustrating us. We're sending more and more people up the hill, and everyone's getting swatted down. Okay. All right, interesting. What's the chair?
Is there any discussion?
No, since I think since they are planning to pick it up again on September, we can delete this pivot plan just to like not let anybody confused about this. I'm motion to delete that.
Okay. Is there any second to
I'll second.
the motion? Okay, seconded by Mr. Jing. Is there any discussion that Gary, do you want to say something?
Actually, I already asked the host, like Ivan, Maha, Andy, Dominic, want to just take a picture with guests or take a video, to short video, but never working. So
Wait, it's here, right? Isn't it in the check-in groups?
check the group.
Sorry, like
Squad.
squad groups, yeah.
You can fetch it from there.
Okay.
And you want this to go into the story, yeah?
Yeah, I
Alright.
already made this one.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Should we add?
But you prefer to video, right?
That is the pivot what's written in the. Oh my What's written?
They look confused.
What?
Okay.
Order.
Okay. So, all clear again.
Yeah, okay.
So,
Okay.
can we do we vote for the motion for debate?
Yeah.
People in favor, please raise your hand. Okay, motion passed. Mr. Secretary, can you please delete the thing from the old business? And to debug again.
I believe we discussed this.
Oh, we discussed
last
this
sync
one.
up maybe. Yeah. Jing?
Yes, to Mr. G.
I have an update. It took the same amount of time as bringing a person in to visit the base. It literally took about 10 visitor came in with the gimbal.
Yep.
right? And it was just done. And I think now Vita's gonna Final Cut Pro and tone and editing. But as you can see, I think this is a very clear example of. I'll give a story here. This sounds like in the past 20 minutes the Gordian knot. Does anybody know what the Gordian knot is? The Gordian knot. Okay, once upon a time there was a guy named Alexander the Great. Does anybody know what Alexander the Great is?
I've never heard. But
Okay, he had one of the largest land empires in the world, right? Greek guy, he conquered whatever. So they brought Alexander the Great to this big gigantic knot, right? And the knot was all tangled and it was just like this complicated mess. Oh. And they said, if you're really smart, you'll find a way to untie the knot. So he looks at it and he goes, you know what? He takes out his sword and he just cuts right through the knot. And it's done. He says, you didn't say how I should untangle the knot, so I untangled it. Not problem solved. And I think a lot of times, that's the idea of an MVP. That's the idea. Instead of tangling and scheduling and we need to get an approval and making it complicated, just do it. Just do it. And just do it with your phone. and forget about having to coordinate with another person or waiting for somebody. Just get it done. And keep the group small. Because this is a problem that happens with larger and larger groups. The larger we get, the more like I'm thinking that I'm depending on you to give me this and this to get it. So just get it done. Just get it done. It's actually really not hard. I'm sure if you were 2 people or 1 person, it would be super easy. But somehow, if we've gotten bigger, then it becomes hard. So let's cut the Gordon knot. We just got that thing done. It took about 20 minutes, I think. And then Vita will edit it. It'll probably take another 20 minutes, and then it will go out. And at least we have, bias to action. At least we have something now, right? And then we can talk about it. Mm-hmm.
Can we watch this?
Huh? What was the question?
Can we watch this?
Yeah.
This video?
Now? Do you want to watch it now?
If we can. If we can.
Yeah, sure. Do we have any? Okay. All right. Actually. Yeah, sure. Okay. Well, let's do that because that's an MVP, right? Oops, that's new business. That isn't on new business. Maybe we can't do that. Hey, how about this? You can watch it later after the meeting. How about that? Yeah.
Yes.
If you really want to see it, yeah. That
Sure.
doesn't hold down the entire meeting. Yeah. Okay. Well, Vita will post it. Yeah.
Yes, to Diba.
If I may, what if we watch the final product? Because what I think if you show it now, it will
more discussions.
and you started small. Let's keep it that way. That's what.
Okay.
That's what keep it moving. We want to keep it that way, right? So yeah.
Okay, do agree.
This is a suggestion.
Okay, I do agree. Is there any other discussion for the is there any discussion? Gani as the videographer and then me I was as the back sound and the back voice and then Mr. Jing as the main character in the video. So at the same time in this video we have just long story short we have kind of like a company profile video because we show around the company and then what we do in the company and the history as well is covered there. So alright. Then, as we already discussed this, Mr. Secretary.
No.
That's not my point. We should record here. I think we should record here that you will deliver the final product.
Oh, okay, sure. So, will be played already. It's going to be the final product.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool.
Thank you. To Mr. Jing.
If I may, I'll put it this way today. Today when we shot the video, I'll have to admit it wasn't perfect. Actually, a lot of things weren't perfect. The base was mostly empty. Everybody was sort of like in and out. Lunch had already been eaten. The lighting could have been better. It could have looked more full. But I think instead of constantly like I think photographers know this, right? The best camera is the camera that you brought to the shoot. Not the one that you left at home. Not the one that you have in Bali, not the one that you could have bought and didn't buy. The best camera is the one that you brought to the shoot. If it doesn't look full and whatever, then that's what it looks like on a Tuesday or on a Thursday afternoon, and so be it. So instead of having this, I need it to be perfect, just get it shot and then perfect it in the next 100 iterations, which if you really want to do this well, then you're going to have to do anyway.
Do agree. So the point is just do it, right? Okay. Then is there any other discussion? No, let's move on to the next one, which is Twitter to debuging.
This is also, I believe, already discussed last link up. It's about the or is it not? I don't forgot. Have I mentioned this previously?
I don't remember you mentioned this.
I'm sorry. Supposed to be on the new business, having this automated post on Twitter. So we are fetching all of our reviews, right? And we fetch it based on the emo,
Sentiment.
Sentiment, the positive sentiment and the negative or the neutral sentiment. And we fetch it with the bot, so we only auto update the positive review on the Twitter, auto update it. But I have
When did this happen?
I have this DM from a guy. So it was written on Germany. and this Swiss guy just DM'd me, and are you aware that this comment is not very positive? And I opened a Google Translate, and it turned out to that the communication was an absolute catastrophe, and blah 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 blah. But what I'm pointing here is not about blaming the bot, but how you people from here. Like,
Yeah.
So what would you reply to these DMs? So what I basically replied to I replied to them like, we want to be as honest as we can, and we want everybody to know that we hear all of your reviews, both the positive and negative. Yeah, it goes back to, it reminds me of what we talked about on the copywriting film yesterday. So yeah. So,
Authenticity.
Yeah. So I just want in the term of digital marketing, I want to remind us, since we are currently handling multiple social media, like per se, Tira is handling the Bukit Vista Live, Dan is handling the main profile of BV, and any of us who handle the LinkedIn, Facebook, or everything, engaging this way. We had a long conversation afterwards, and like having reaching each other most organic form of engagement in terms of social media. Right?
Yep.
They want to know whether you posted like by a scheduler, like a Hootsuite, or or automated bot in this case, but just the fact that we're replying and are listening to them is basically, oh yeah, there's actually an actual person who runs this social media. So yeah, that's what I thought.
So to sum up, I would say that that we're not losing the hospitality touch to what we are doing here in Bukit Vista through actually replying to them that we are human-generated social media that we operate. All right, is there another discussion to Mr. Jing? Yes.
I think that's actually the secret of social media. Social media is social. It shouldn't be all automated. So yes, we sometimes use tools to schedule things because it's efficient. But whatever happens after those schedules, the comment, the dialogue, these things, this is what actually tunes the social media to become a better programmer. It's like if a DJ doesn't watch their audience, and you just, well, why have a DJ? Just run a playlist, right? We don't need a DJ here. So if you're a social media manager, then listen to your audience and connect with your audience. And that's what grows your real audience through that organic involvement.
All right. Just like Spotify, right? Always coming up with this is for you, and then
well-tailored playlist for you.
Yeah. So even Spotify knows how to do that. So we as a hospitality service company should do that as well. Is there any other discussion for this?
Jadi, harus DM ya.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So if there is no other discussion, since this is FYI, what should we do? Should we move? Okay. Mrs.
So Alexandra promised to get back to me at September, so let's see. Yeah.
September. Okay. So for that, we wait for her to get back to us, or we approach her.
If she doesn't get back, I will reach out to her because I can see that she was very excited. The only thing that's holding her back is only the travel insurance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we put the deadline when should think
Right.
up?
It's already September, right?
Yes. All right. So, Mrs. Secretary, can you put that Diba will approach her if she doesn't get back to Diba by next sync up. Okay, you look like Mario Bros.
Yeah.
With the mushroom. Yeah. Okay, so thank you, Mr. Secretary,
I don't feel
for
safe.
putting that up. Moving on to data to Mr. Jing.
All right, so this was a discussion about having evening shots, and I think this. Oh, I'd be really interested to see. We put Pandopo Dua Nam on this, right?
Yeah, I forgot to bring the data.
Yes. Okay. Rizal.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, Mas Gani and Mas Novel have a picture with that, and the result, the photo is amazing. But I have information from Dominic that pendapat 26 will what do I say have some when you're when you're right.
Wajar apa? Apa? Wajar apa?
No! A lease. They're gonna be leased out for a year, right?
Yeah.
That's like Maharaja. Oh, that sucks. Okay. Fuck!
That happens in Jogja too.
Yeah, that happens everywhere. Okay. All right,
It's
whatever.
rented for a year.
Yeah, I got rented by the ministry or something. So. Oh well. But did the experiment work?
I forgot to bring the data. It should be today. Shit.
Okay, well, thanks for the update, Rizal.
Yes, sir.
I know, bad news travels fast, I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
We can do that.
That leaves almost nothing in Jogja now.
Alright.
Okay.
So is there any discussion for this? No? It's been done. Talk to Mr. Jing.
Yeah, I think we need to have Gani come back with the data, and that
Yeah.
way we could see what the evidence are.
Can see now.
Oh yes, we can see now. Which profile do I need to go on to see it?
No game, now.
I don't know if I have Nuki and Ara. I actually don't. Let's go over to Jogja. Anybody in Jogja wants to share their screen to show us the CTRs on, or perhaps Rizal, if you can.
Yes.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm hijacking
Yes,
the chair's
please.
voice here. But Rizal, if you can actually look on the thing, and we can carry on with the rest of the meeting, and then when you find the statistics, then we can come back to this point. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes.
we double this one until Mas Rizal can show us that. Okay, we move on to tools to Mr. Jing again.
Okay, right. So this is actually, we have time to do this now. So currently we're using Hootsuite to plan our social media management and also do social listening. Just quick, what the hell do you call it? Quick survey. Does anybody know what social listening means? Okay, let's go to, okay. If you are familiar with the term of social listening, please raise your hand. If you are not familiar with the term social listening, please raise your hand. Okay, all right. Social listening is this, Google has Google Trends, and that allows you to see what people are essentially, whatever. But social listening is important. The reason why social listening is important is the same way that when we write articles, we want to write articles that people like to read, right? So there's no point in writing articles about stuff on a post. Do you actually know what other posts are using that hashtag and are effective? No, right? Because we're not doing any social listening. So let's say, for example, you do some social listening. This is Hootsuite, and this is a demonstration of social listening. So let's say, for example, I got on my Hootsuite, I'm tapped into my Instagram. Let's say I'm going to look for a term such as bingin'. So I'm listening to whenever bingin' is being used on Instagram, and I can take a look. I can see, holy shit, this one, right? 278 views, likes on this drone photo of these surfers over Bingin'. Okay, so I know that that is a highly engaging type of post, right? Something that shows waves and surfers, hashtag Bingin' works. What about this one? Okay, this one is some spicy pork bao, right? So, okay, all right, that only has 14 engagements. This one is some people who are working, I guess, that's cool. 31 engagements. Here's a sea snake, 7 engagements. Here's a girl half in the water, half not. 167 engagements. She's got like a thread of other photos in that chain. Okay, so these half photos. Here's a picture of a bed. Okay, it's also, is that us? Okay. 23 for this breakfast photo, 13 for this retail photo, 21 for this. So what you're effectively looking for if you hashtag or if you create your content is if you create content that is, let's say, like that, and you hashtag it Bing it, then it probably won't have a high chance of success. But what my prediction is if this person used a different hashtag, like spicy food or Bali food or whatever else, that might actually be a better thing to that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So use social listening to find articles that are highly engaging for that particular hashtag, and then create your content that then simulates or essentially creates a similar type feel to it. If you go to a conversation, the conversation's in Korean and it's about kimchi, then there's no point in starting that conversation talking in English about hamburgers. And that's effectively what a hashtag is. The hashtag is to find out what the conversation's about and how people are reacting to that conversation. So, social listening. Okay, good? Yes? Listening for you and just told you what the results are. So that's what I think social bakers can do. I don't know. This is a new tool. So anyways, I just wanted to show everybody this tool. Social Bakers it's like Hootsuite. Get it into your workflow for social media management. It can help you.
Alright. Is there any other discussion for Tudiba?
Can we put it on the library or like tools? Do we have a paper full of tools for this? No?
To Mr. J?
I think the next step actually would be a trial. So let's try it out and see how well it works. And if it works well, then it can be in the library. If it sucks or if it fails to deliver, I haven't tried it yet. I was just saying, I just wanted to introduce this idea. I saw this idea and I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. That's something we could definitely use to get more engaging posts.
Okay. Do we have it? Is it like a free trial things from Social Bakers for us, or?
I think it is. See?
Okay. So.
Just need a person to try it.
Okay. So then, as we have the socialbakers.com, and then we need. I need a volunteer to do this. Anyone wants to? Okay, Diba.
Diva wants to try.
Okay, so in which platform that you are going to use? Article or
Instagram.
for the mail or?
Post. Why not?
Yeah.
Okay, so Diba volunteers to do this for the Instagram accounts of Bukit Vista, both Bukit Vista and Bukit Vista Live. Alright, so I think Diba should also make the experimental template for this.
Listening, right?
Mm-hmm.
What we know, what we currently think is like the audience for Bukit Vista Live is for future employee, and for main account of Bukit Vista is for guest and partner perhaps. And we want let's try this tool to determine whether it's really true, whether our audience really is the future employee for the Bukit Vista Live.
Oh, okay.
And the main account for the guest.
Okay. So Mr. J?
I think in this particular case, this is a qualification of a tool. So experimental templates are more a qualification of an idea. There's no. I guess the hypothesis right now is this will enable us to write better and more targeted social posts.
Also, it's like a
Hootsuite. Yes, Diva. It's essentially like Hootsuite, but it says it offers some new features that, like Hootsuite, you still need to do your social listening manually. You still need to kind of read the post and figure out what are the high. I don't know. They say it's AI empowered. So what I think that means is that it might be able to just tell you this kind of article gets this kind of hashtag engagement. This kind.
Diba will come back next sync up with the. Alright. So is there any discussion for that one? That Diba will try out this social bakers, and then we'll come back next sync up with the result. Thank you. Now Mas Rizal already has the data with the pictures, right? The shot. So please show it to us.
Let's take a look at the before.
Okay.
Gani?
Mas Denny or me? Mas Denny, the one that is the experiment that project.
Okay.
so
Let
then
me introduce. Okay, so before I take the picture, it's the CTR is about 1.9%. Okay, so and then after I change it, it becomes 2.4. So it's not.
it increased 0.5%.
Yeah, but the second, uh, yeah, and the second, I don't know. It's maybe the factor of the hero photo, the main hero photo. So as you can see, it's the before is 0%, and okay, and then the after is
Wow.
5.2. Yeah, nice. But I don't know what's its mean versus median marker, because the newest one is it's lower than.
Okay.
But why? Why is
Let's do Mr.
negative?
Jim.
These are two different statistics, Gani. So what the daily first page impressions means is how often are you shown on the first page of Airbnb search results, and it means that on a daily basis you're shown twice, right? The market median is 3. Most things are seen. Most other properties in the market, the middle number of impressions is 3. You're shown twice. Click-through rate is different. Click-through rate is how many people who actually see your impression actually click on it and actually go into the listing. So these are two different statistics. One is popularity. The other is essentially desirability. Right? So popularity shows how often you show up and how visible you are.
Okay.
Desirability shows how often people desire it and they actually engage with it. So these are pretty common statistics. We see this on Instagram, we see this on LinkedIn. Sometimes you see these really, what I noticed, if I may, I saw these really funny thing on LinkedIn. If you put a group photo, a highly detailed photo on LinkedIn, it always gets clicked on. So like a group of, an audience where there's a group photo, people always click on it because they're always looking, do I recognize anybody, right? Or if it's like a map or something that's fairly complex, they always click on it because it zooms out and then they can see it. So that indicates you're desirable. That indicates you have something on that clicks, people click with. Impression just shows how often you show up, not necessarily how often you're actually engaged with or clicked on.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good to know. Yeah, it's both.
Yes,
Yes.
it is, yeah.
Alright.
It's become
Is that-
new best practice for producer.
Yes, a new best practice, evening shots.
Yay!
Figured it out. Okay, fantastic.
So evening shot for Bingin Ombak.
Yes, can we do an evening shot of bringing it home back?
Yeah.
A night drone shot showing a reflection on the water, and then, okay.
Just do it.
Just do it!
Okay, so
Gordian
now that
knot.
we already seen the before and after, and it's going actually good. It's going best case practice. Thank you very much. Okay, then move on to what is the
Okay, it needs to be deleted. It just doesn't make any sense.
okay. So I think that's all from the old business, right?
Could we just delete my project on Instagram, like, because it has been there too long, and maybe we can make another investment after that. But for now, can I ask your permission to delete that?
Which one is that?
It's in video content.
Where is it?
There.
Yeah.
Here's real hosting as well.
Can we, so if I may do so, Mas Rizal, would you still want me to with Debbie?
What?
I don't know. I will coordinate with my study first. It means I will go to Bali first, and then I can set that again.
Would you want to make any refreshment, or we should delete it first?
I think we can refresh. No idea.
Okay, so we delete it first, yeah. You, mine, and also the legal for the MVP. We will delete it if I might ask your permission, Mrs. Chairman, not
Uh,
I. And then,
let's put that into motion. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So Shindia has put a motion to delete this in from video content. Is there any second for that?
You can't second your own motion.
Yeah, that's your own motion.
Second for discussion.
Second for discussion.
Second for discussion. Discussion open. Anyone wants to add?
May we know what's the main reason that you want to delete and cancel this project?
actually, I didn't want to cancel this. It's kind of like I want to make a refreshment, so I will bring it with the what is that? With the blueprint. Well, but with the detail. So it's not just my opinion, but I have to make the arrangement of that.
Oh.
So I think I'm motion to delete it first now.
And then you add the new blueprint.
The new one with
Yeah.
the blueprint. Okay. Is there any other discussion? To Mr. Jing.
Yeah, I think that's core value. That's fail fast, right? Rather than having just things that sit around. If you don't see it working, drop it. Work on the next thing. Work on the next iteration. So I support Cynthia's decision to do that.
Okay. So then, if that's the discussion, is there any second for that motion?
That was already my second idea. A vote. Yeah.
It's already seconded.
Yeah.
Okay then. So let's vote for this motion. Anyone in favor, please raise your hand. Okay, motion passed.
Correct place and time now.
Thank you, sir. But I can't. So, okay, sir. So from yesterday, we have talked about how to increase our account at Bukit Vista Live, right? And for today, I have checked this account, and I want to ask, is this post is come from is this post with ads or not?
Yes.
Yes, with ads, right? With this ad with Instagram ad or with official account ads, right? So when we check at the feed, we can see that this posting is sponsored with Instagram. But we have another ads, but this ad with official account, like we post this and this post is repost at the another Instagram account that have many followers like that. Is that the official account or Instagram official ads?
I think that's Instagram ads.
Instagram ads. Okay. Yes, sir.
It's whatever the promote this post is. So when you get the option to promote the post and you click on it, that's the ad that we use to promote this.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. Okay. First, I think we can improve our Instagram because when we want to make this account improve, we need to check this. Sorry, sir. Wait a minute. Okay. 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 First, when we talk about Instagram, we need to make this account more than 100, right? Because when we don't get 100 followers, we just we don't can to see the inside like that. So we can understand what difference between the post one and another post. So we can check that is this post is working or not like that. So before, I think when we want to get that, we need to remove our this design. I mean like this. For first Instagram, for the beginning, we need to post the pure photo without the design. That's the photo make people interest because Instagram just spread when we post the post. Like even it in the prime time, like when I post the Instagram this posting at the 12th. So that's time is prime time. But when the content not interesting, this content just spread for 5% user. Do you understand what I mean?
Nawful, how are you determining if the content's interesting or not? And what is your suggestion to get to 100 followers fast?
Yes. First, Instagram is the actually Instagram have the regulation. So for the posting, we just have 3% text in the one post. Do you know what I mean?
No, please.
30% of
So,
text
like this,
of
uh,
words, sentences.
like this. This post is have text, right?
Mhm.
Text. Yeah, this post have a text. So the text can more than 3%, 30%. When we more than 30%, this post not effective spread because Instagram rate it like this is not Instagram style like that. So we need to make pure photo first to get more follower, more interaction, and more. Instagram have that regulation, sir.
Nawful, would you like to do this? Would you like to have an experiment? Because right now, this to me sounds like conjecture, right? I can't base any of your
Okay.
ideas. Are these
Okay.
factual, or how did you find out about this stuff?
Okay. This is officially tell at the Instagram Academy. So the people who tell that is Instagram. Yeah, Instagram Academy. So Instagram provide
It's
the
like seminar.
event in Jakarta. Then he said that Instagram can see that if this content like ban or yes, Instagram have their own algorithm, and then Instagram just spread the content with less than 30% text inside. So Instagram want to spread the actually content, the content that people have interest with that.
Should we
And
do an experiment
Instagram
to
did
figure out?
that when the content have much text, the content is not interesting. That Instagram tell in the event.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So, is there any? Oh, go, so you.
No, is there any
Okay.
discussion for this?
What?
Is there any discussion from the others as well? To Mr.
Oh, okay.
Jing?
I think there needs to be
Yes,
an
sir.
experiment to actually determine whether or not this is actually the case, right? So, Nawful, if you'd like to program out the next sequence of content, then let's go with the direction where there's fewer text and see what the spread looks like, shall we?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'll try to project this one.
Okay.
And okay.
Here's my motion. My motion is this. You can see the Life at Instagram paper, right, Nawful?
Yes.
Okay. Go on that paper. There's already a sequence of the kind of images that we're looking to develop on the programming, okay? And then I want you
Okay.
to come up with your sequence of what the image should be, okay? For seeing what
Okay.
they are. I think we're going to get to 100 followers pretty soon now anyway. So we're only about 9
Okay.
away, and we've been accumulating followers at a few dozen a day. So then what we can then evaluate is this, right? We always use experiments to evaluate any sort of things. Like even Tommy and other people who really have, let's say, proven experience at major companies, sometimes they're not entirely right either. So let's do this. My proposal is that a sequence of pure photo content. I think Rizal can get you access to whatever you might need in terms of the themes of the photos or the editing style that you want to go for. And I think we can put it in. And if we see that essentially text is hindering our reach and hindering our development, then we might need to take a different direction. But I do believe that text is also there for other purposes at the moment. So let's that's anyways my motion. Is there a second on that? Oh wait, okay.
To debug?
Second for discussion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably would like to amend the motion. I do agree with the idea of we have to test it on experiment because we cannot base everything based on like words.
You can hear you.
Siap, bosku. So
We can't hear you.
I basically agree with the idea of having experiment on this because we cannot at this point we cannot rely everything on words and I want to amend the motion actually, so or like a modify in order to respect both of the interest of the people that are already working on this account and have a vision, a long-term vision in front of this matter, like for the poet thing and stanza, and with the respect for novels, ideas of removing text from the post. So I would like to maybe amend the motion to do the experiment, and once the novel already came up with the design and then the strategic plan for the post, maybe he need a canvas to do it. Maybe he can do it in the main account instead. So like maybe instead of like he will make like so what I have in mind right now, the experiment will be like posting a post with the text and without a text, right? So in order to not mess with the plan that you have made for the Bukit Vista Live, what if you
Wait, don't we have an experiment right here, right? Here's an experiment right here in the live. Here's a post without text. It's gotten 20 likes and 1 comment. Here's a post with a lot of text, and it's gotten 22 likes and 1 comment. Here's a post without text, and it's gotten 21 likes and 1 comment.
Sir.
Yes, to novel.
Okay. I think when we want to make some experiment, how much our member at Bukit Vista?
Wait, let me revise my motion.
Yes, to Mr. Jin.
If I can revise my motion for the moment. Wait, okay, let Nuffle finish, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, novel, you can finish first.
Okay. I think when we want to make experiment, we need to move this account to business account. So when we move to business account, we need at least 100 followers to get access to insight. So the parameter is more like this. When sorry, we can add this insight. This is my official account. I mean, we can check more insight and parameters. So we can choose what is the best post that we have to do, or what is the best post, what we need to. Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me just ask you this, Nuffle. If you get more likes on a post, does that generally mean it's a better post?
Yes.
Okay. I notice all the posts that have comments on them and text on them have been doing better than the ones without. Here's the one with Ara, 28 likes, 4 comments. This is the one that has quite a lot of text too. 29 likes, no comments. This is the only one that doesn't have any text on it. 20 likes, 1 comment, 1 comment. It seems, okay, this one's promoted, so let's just disregard that, right? So it seems by the experimental data that the ones with the highest engagement rates now, 28, 29, and 22, are the posts that actually do have text on it. So how do we explain that?
I think all of member Bukit Vista, I don't know if all of member Bukit Vista need to follow first the Bukit Vista Live at Bukit Vista account, so we can get 100 followers. Then we can access the insight. Okay, like that, sir.
Okay. Uh, I want to comment on that, right? So that's the I mean, now I'm lost with the conversation because that's the idea. We want to get to 100 followers by
Yes.
doing this, and then
Mm.
it's actually not correlating each other's with what we discussed before with the pictures and everything. But first of all, we already changed the account to business account, and then second of
Yes.
all, the people of Bukit Vista already followed them, and we also get more followers from the giveaway. So I think for now, we're waiting for our followers to be 100, and then we can see the insights, right?
So we can choose what the best we need to post and get the account improved, like that. First step. The first step
Yes.
is that. I mean,
Mhm.
sorry
Okay.
for my English.
To Mr. Jing.
Gani.
Danny,
What?
Okay.
you want to say something?
Yeah, if I may, I want to make the example for Bukit Vista
Main
main
account.
account. Okay, okay,
Okay.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
You're sharing the screen, right?
I'm sharing the screen.
Oh yeah, yeah. We can compare with this main account. We can check the post with the text on, and we can check without text. Let's say the Labrisa post. Okay.
46.
Yeah, okay. So it says 46 likes, and I check the inside.
Okay, on the insides,
It said 800.
19,
Okay.
800 impressions, 19
Okay.
reach. Okay, 19 profile visits, 881 reach.
Okay. Now let's compare with this one.
Then I went 557 and 9 profile visits. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
So is it answer the compare the concern? Is it the text and without text?
Okay, look at this. To be very frank and awful, I think this is an interesting idea, and thank you for stepping on everybody's toes to get this idea out. However, when I look at, let's say, the items with text, this is 35. This is 3 girls with bikinis on, and it's 27, and this is a girl over here, it's 42. I don't really see where the text correlation necessarily overpowers other considerations on the photo. Like this photo has 53, it has no text, and I don't know, this photo has 318 views, it does have text. This one has 25 with text, this is 59 without. This one seems to be, this one seems to correlate. Yes, okay, we found a pattern here, sir. So 21, 45, 40, wait, but this one's different now. 49 versus 40, this has text, this has no text, this has more engagements and 3 comments, this has fewer, right? So this one, it's for me, I get what you're saying. I think it all being the same, but I think what you need to do, Nawful, is to think of an experiment that actually has a KPI that you're measuring. Are you measuring
Yes.
reach? Are you measuring impressions? And if you're measuring impressions, then maybe make 2 posts. One post with text, another post a few days later without the text, and see what the results might look like. Then, of course, that might be a little bit weird because people are seeing the same post twice, but categorically that might, let's say you have a text photo, but it's a beautiful photo, and your other photo is an ugly photo, right? So then if we're just talking about text on the thing versus non-text on the thing, what is it that we're trying to measure? I think before we actually go and try to improve things, let's talk about what metric we're trying to improve. Is it we're trying to improve the likes, the reach, the impression, and then if you can come back to us with some data that shows, hey, look, I tried 2 similar photos. One had text on it, one didn't have text on it, and you can see the reach on this is 3 times bigger than the one without. Then that idea then would have more credibility. But currently, I don't know. I can't really see the direct cause and effect. Yes.
If I may, I ask permission for ready to drop off the Batu Airport right now.
Oh, right. Okay, all right.
I leave the. Can
Yes.
I leave, please?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye,
Thank you.
Danny.
Thank you.
is I need you to think of an experiment that can conclusively determine through experimental methods whether or not that conjecture is correct. If it's just conjecture because you heard it, I've heard other things too, and things. And in Bukit Vista, data, don't assume use data, right? If you can prove it using data that text posts are less effective in terms of reach, likes, shares, some sort of metric than non-text photos, then by all means educate us and show us how you can demonstrate that. Like the way that we did with the evening photo. We didn't take it for granted. We tested it. We went out, we tried out the evening photos versus the non-evening photos, and we could see that there was a definite clear rise in the click-through rate. So at least for click-through rate, we know that evening photos tend to work better. Now, I support your passion for this idea. Please demonstrate it with data, and then we can all then gather around and support this idea. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay. So for that, then, Mrs. Secretary, could you please write down that Mas Naufal will get back to us after the experimental been done. And is there a discussion for this? Yes, to Cynthia.
Yes, should we move this to business?
Yes, please. Shall we put deadline as well for the experiment?
By next week, yeah.
Okay, by next week, in 1 week, yeah, Mas Naufal.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
But the access or
Oh yeah, you can share access to it.
Is it on the which account? I
I think you should put it on the main account.
the main account because it already has more followers, right?
Yeah, and then you can try it out. Naufal, since you want to test out this experiment, I would encourage you to try this out on the main account. All right, the main account already has 3,000 followers, and it's a business account, and you can look at all the insights you want. In fact, there's already insights on existing posts that have been put up already. Some with text, some without text. All right, so we want people to actually have hypotheses. We want people to have that. Just show us the data and show us conclusively. Do some posts with text, show some posts without text, and show us what the difference might look like. Okay?
okay, sir.
All right. And Rizal, does Naufal need access to the Instagram account?
I will give him access, sir.
Okay, fantastic.
Okay, so Mas Rizal will give Mas Naufal access, and Mas Naufal, you can see the experimental template there and the new business Instagram table. Yeah, it will look like this. Maybe you will need that. You will need that to make that experiment, the before and after. All right, cool. Is there any other discussion for this?
No.
No. Okay, let's move on to the next new business
That's it.
from. That's all.
That's it.
Okay, that's all for today then. What should we do? Okay.
Next leader, next.
Okay, we should choose for the next chairperson and secretary. The next chairperson will be Diba. And Vita will be the secretary, right?
STUV, yeah.
Yes. Okay, Vita will be the
Sorry,
secretary.
I just did that, secretary. Yeah, my apologies. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, so as Mr. Jake, to change that. Now, as we have covered everything in our meeting, is there a discussion yet to Cynthia?
I think the game,
Huh? What did you say?
the date of our next thing up will be changed.
Oh,
Oh, the date.
September 5th.
September. No, isn't it like twice a month? So it's next 2 weeks.
Next month it's going to slow down, so it's going to be
Okay,
September 5th. then.
September 5th.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we're coming off of peak season now, so we can.
Okay, so next September 5th, most of us will be in Jogja, right?
Yep.
Most of us will be in Jogja, so one in Bali will be Diba and Gani only. Alright then, so.
Diba's coming to Jogja too.
Oh, Diba is coming to Jogja as well, so it's going to be Gani that is going to be in Bali. So is there any other question? Is there any other discussion for this? No? Okay, motion to join the meeting, seconded by Mr. Jing, and all in favor, raise your
Oh,
hand.
it's okay. It just needs to be
Okay,
seconded.
okay, then. Bye!
Okay. Hey, one last thing, guys. I know some people's feelings got hurt today, right? And on every side, and this is good. Okay, I don't want. This is good. This is what stepping on toes means. Sometimes we need to have debates, and a lot of times we need to be very truthful and seek the real solutions instead of having pets and getting too emotionally entangled. I think that's actually how we're going to get closer to finding out what the truth in this. Digital marketing is a lot about finding the truth, and the truth sometimes is very different from what we think it is. And making a video, for example, is a lot harder than most people actually think it is. They're like, yeah, it's a video. But when you, like yesterday, I was messing around with this thing, this gimbal thing, and it took me like fucking forever to figure out how it works. It's like such a puzzling thing, all right? So, and we didn't even shoot anything. but yeah, it sometimes let's not go, oh, you know, it's something else. Let's just face the facts and work from there. Okay? All right. Cool. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.